All right, welcome. We are at the setup video for our new series for December 1st through 12th, called the 12 Days of Comfort and Color. And the first thing is that there's a free printable that looks like this. And it has, these are little gift tags that you can cut out and they will look like this. Just cute little ones. Actually inside of them, let's see if you can see it, is my artwork. It's my paintbrushes from my logo, and then this is a little watercolor paint set. In a stocking, it says to and from. That's literally just for fun, for no reason. Then this is a template that you can use, but I want to tell you, don't cut it out yet, okay? Well, you can cut it out. Don't trace it onto your paper yet, is what I want to say to you, because some days we might put it this direction, sometimes we might flip it over and put it this direction instead. Sometimes we might not use the top of this and instead do a straight line and things like that. So this is a template, but don't trace it onto your paper yet. We will use that as we go on each individual video. So that's our printable. That's the first thing that you need. But now let's get into it. This is called the 12 Days of Comfort and Color. Things that I love, things that are important to us, that make us feel good. And I just think they're important for us to take some time for ourselves. And this is a sort of forced way to do it. Just, you know, if you commit to the challenge, you've got at least 12 days. So first thing we're going to need is a nice little cup of tea or of hot cocoa, maybe of coffee. You can put your pop in here. You can put Red Bull in here. I don't care. But let's get a cozy little mug. This is your opportunity to pull out your favorite Christmas or holiday mugs. Or, I don't know, you might need to buy a new one. I don't know. The second thing is we're going to need a candle. So this is all under the list of cozy. For cozy, we need a warm drink. We need a candle. Maybe you need to buy a new candle. I don't know what you need to do. Okay, here it is. My candle is lit. That's my second thing for cozy. And my third thing is a blanket. I want us to have a cozy blanket this time. I mean, this is really creating a space that you love, right? So here's one of my vintage granny square blankets. I love all things vintage. Okay, so that is our supplies for cozy. Now let's get into our supplies for art. So we've got our printable first, and then basically our typical watercolor supplies, and this will be the same, I think, for all the videos. I can't think of any exceptions. So we'll need some kind of a towel. You can use paper towel instead. And we've got our watercolor paints. I will be reviewing another set, so if I like them better, I mean, I'll tell you all about them anyways, but those are our standard ones. And then we need to have a paintbrush. I like to use a size 10 round watercolor brush, and I teach everything with that one brush. It's got a nice, let me get it wet so I can show you. It's got a nice like tip of the brush, if you can see that, and then it also has the belly, so we can get into tiny spaces and we can fill larger spaces both, which is why I love it. For the drawing, we will use a pencil. Notice this is just like a regular old pencil. I like to keep things simple. And then this is a kneaded eraser. I do get a little fancy about my eraser because these work so well. They don't leave any shavings on your paper, so they're just sort of like, in order to make watercolor more fun, less annoying, things like this I think matter. Then you can use, like for the ones that are gonna have like line work over the top, you can use just like a regular felt tip pen. You can use a micron pen. I don't know if I have one right here. You can use a Sharpie. So I like Sharpie, but don't go with the thick one unless that's what you want. I'm sorry. But this is an ultra fine point Sharpie. Can you see that? And that's the one that I like. It's just a nice line. I like it. Then we need water. And for your water, I like to not fill up the jar any further than this, even a little lower maybe, because if you think about it, every time that you take your brush and you put it into your water to clean it, and for cleaning, I like to go press, press, press to the bottom of the jar, not wiggle, wiggle, because with wiggle, wiggle, we don't actually know that the pigment got released from the brush. So I go like this and I move on. And but if this is full of water, you're getting water all the way up here on your brush, which means that water has to drip down to the bottom, and that's more water for you to kind of keep track of. So we like to keep that water level a little bit lower. If you have a craft heat gun, that is great. If you have an old hair dryer, that's great. This sometimes will want to work next to something that's wet paint, and we can't do that without the colors bleeding, so we might just use this to dry it to kind of keep us moving. And what else? So for the printable, okay, I'm going to turn the camera around in a minute, but right now you might want to grab a pair of scissors, a hole punch, and some kind of string or yarn. I think I'll even grab yarn for this, and then we'll just do the printable together. Okay, no, we can't do the printable together yet because we need paper, and I want to talk about paper and size, okay? So in the past, we've done little 3" by 3" like this. They're small, right? But for this one, we're going to go a little bit bigger because I like the idea of a simple design on the outside, and then gives us the ability to just kind of do different things on the inside of our stockings. We'll do things from poinsettias and different flowers at some points. We'll do patterns. We might do a quilt pattern at some point. So some fun things. This should be comforting and calming though. I will refer to my day 1 through 30 videos for specific tips or tricks or like how to do certain things. But let's talk about paper. So for this, I like to use Canson 140-pound cold press paper. I just always use it. I started painting 5 years ago, and so I just haven't found the need for anything else. I've tried other things and I just come back to it. It's simple. You can find it in your local craft store. And then what I want to do is, so this is 9 by 12. I want to cut it right in half. This is what I use when I do my local watercolor classes as well, as this size. And so that's what we're going to use. So we have a little bit more space. So 9 by 12 paper, cut right down the half shortwise. So this is 6 inches by 9 inches. Then I wanted to give you another option because you guys are super cool, and I bet you're already thinking, yeah, but I want to make these into cards, Christmas cards for people. What a great use of them, right? So I have an idea for you. If you take that same size paper, this is 9 by 12, and you actually cut it down into 10 inches wide by 7 inches tall, okay, that is going to give you 5 by 7 and 5 by 7, right? So you're really set to be able to go buy some envelopes that are for 5 by 7s. I think you can, yeah, you can find those, yeah. And then you want to fold it in half. But what I want to show you is a cool new thing that I think you might like if you're really into cards. And this is for scoring. It's called Score Pal, and it's for making cards. And it's pretty cool. It's like not that expensive, nice and flat like this. And it comes with this little tool. And now what I'm going to do is we'll do our printable together, and I will show you how to use this little card making scoring thing. And we'll do that together. I'm leaving this on the screen so that I don't actually forget to show you how to do the scoring for the cards. But for first, we're going to start with our printable. So this is what it looks like when you print it. And I will tell you, mine looks very good quality because this is matte photograph paper. So the better the paper you use, the better the quality this is going to be. And if you just have regular printer paper, that's absolutely fine too. But this top half is going to go like this, and I did the pink. You can cut with the pink around the edges if you want to, but the perfect square is going to happen when you cut inside of it. It was actually put there to give you the perfect border. So it's just kind of for fun, but you're going to cut, and I won't do all of these with you. I'll just do one, but right inside these lines. Probably like, I know how to do this, but guess what? We're hanging out together. So we're doing this together too. And I actually just grabbed some yarn. And okay, here's how I liked to do it when I looked at it is, sorry, I don't know why I'm coughing today. First of all, this is splatter around that. So if you're like, that looks a little like dirty, it's not. I punched a hole right here because I didn't want to interrupt my design, and I like it because when it hangs, it'll hang really cute like this. So that's where I did it. And I've got my little hole punch here. Let me zoom in just a little bit. And I'm going to do it right in the corner. Then I'm going to grab my string, and I like to say you can't make it grow. You can cut it though. So we're going to take a nice long piece of string. Feels dark in here today. It's dark outside. And I'm just going to put it through here, kind of match up the ends. Then I like to do a little loop right here. Let's see if I can do it on camera. I go like this and make a loop and then pull it through. So I wrap it around my fingers first and pull it through. And it's like this, and it keeps both sides together. So that's how I do it. And this is your little gift tag, or you can do it with any kind of string you want. So that's your options here. And then I'll move those out of the way. We're gonna cut together. I hope you already have a cozy blanket. All right, the thing I want to say about the cutting is just to try to get a nice smooth line. Because if you're going to trace it every time and you've got jagged spots, they'll probably bug you. And we don't want to be bothered. We want to have comfort and peace. So I'm going to try to make watercolor hopefully calm and relaxing for you. Hopefully we'll simplify some processes. And you'll learn to make watercolor a therapeutic thing for you. I did for me, and honestly, it's not exaggerating to say like life changer for me. And I hope so for you too. When I paint, it gives me a space where I can forget about things. And sometimes we need that. So I'm just cutting around here. And we're almost done. But like I said earlier, I don't want you to prep by cutting all of your paper and then tracing all of your stockings. I don't want you to trace your stocking until we are together, because sometimes we're even going to add some tassels to them or different things, and I want you to know how to accommodate that in our spacing. So here we go. If you decide that you want to do yours on bigger paper and gift them, great. You can use this and then just try to draw it and make your own template. If you want to go tiny with it, you can figure out how to make a tiny little one. I don't know that I would go this small, because I think that would be really challenging to get our designs in there. But that's that. Let's see if this fits on our 5x7 paper. If so, you're probably all going to change. Does that fit? Hold on. It doesn't quite fit in a 5-inch. So if you want to do this, you will probably have to create your own template. You could use this one, but cut inside of it a little bit to just make it smaller. And the original plan is half a sheet of paper. This is just for fun. So the template, like I just showed you, does not exactly fit. Okay, so that's a problem for you to solve. Don't be mad at me. Okay. And let's see here. So I have a little note on it. Where's my note? I think it's on the back. Here's my note. The bump goes on the inside and the ditch goes on the outside. Bump inside, ditch outside. So ditch goes on the outside. That means that when we grab this and we grab our paper, I think it's actually going to work the way that would be natural, which is the top of your paper is here. I like to move this down just a hair. I'm going to find my 5. Now, if this isn't perfect, I believe in you, okay? But I'm going to take this tool and you're going to match it up to the 5. Get a little closer here. And you're just going to make sure it's all pressed on this edge towards the left, and you're just going to press. You're literally just push, and it keeps it in the line for you. And then I have created this little ditch. Do you see? That's on the outside, and you'll fold it. And it just gives you a really nice folding line. It makes it look just a little bit less, it looks handmade, maybe less homemade. I don't know if there's a distinction between those things. And then I just took this and flattened it. Okay. And this way, I would actually do this first. I would widen it like this, flatten it out, and then paint with it flat like that. Okay. And so that's your option if you want this. I will see if I can, I'm sure I can find one, if not this exact one, to link below. And so that's what we need. Don't forget about the cozy part, okay, guys? That matters. And I can't wait to do this with you. So get your space all set up, and I'll see you December 1st.